Well, let's start. It's the middle of summer. Time to talk baseball. Let's start with an area player who has made it to the big time, Colson Montgomery, right?
Yeah, he made his major league debut last Friday for the Chicago White Sox, and Montgomery is from Holland, Indiana, went to Southridge High School. He graduated back in 2021 and was selected with the 22nd overall pick by the White Sox in 2021. So it took him about 4 years exactly to make it to the big leagues, and made his debut at the Colorado Rockies and had a good opening series, John. He went 5 for 10 with a couple of runs batted in, and he also was on SportsCenter top 10 because of a catch he made at shortstop. But one kind of interesting nugget about Montgomery, in his first plate appearance, he reached on catcher's interference, which is whenever the batter swings and makes contact with the catcher's glove, you're awarded first base automatically. He's the first player ever to reach base safely because of that since 1961. So just a fun little nugget there with Montgomery. But 23 years of age, off to a good start. He's 6 for 18 at the plate in his first 6 games with the White Sox.
Yes, indeed. And as we've mentioned before, the Sox can certainly use him. Good to have him with the team. You mentioned that he was a top pick, and the MLB draft, the next MLB draft, is coming right up, right?
Yeah, it's coming up this Sunday and Monday to be in Atlanta, which is where the All-Star game is next week for Major League Baseball. But the MLB draft begins at 5 o'clock Central Time on Sunday. Rounds 1 through 3 will be on Sunday. The rest of the draft is on Monday. That starts late morning, early afternoon on July 14th. Again, that's Monday. But one thing to watch, there is a local player that's expected to be picked fairly early, Matthew Fisher from Evansville Memorial High School. He is a pitcher. He is slated to be selected late first round, early second round. He had committed to play at IU his freshman year of college, but the expectation is he'll go pro, and the reason behind that is the money value. You look at it, if you're the highest I saw him projected was 26, and that slot provides a $3.4 million signing bonus. And then if he is selected early to mid-second round, slots kind of 40 to 45, that's still $2.2 million. So not bad money for an 18, 19-year-old, but Matthew Fisher had a great athletic career at Memorial High School, now a chance to go pro this weekend.
Yeah, good luck to Matthew. As you mentioned, the All-Star game happening Tuesday, sort of the, not exactly, but about the midpoint of the Major League Baseball season.
Yeah, 81 games is the halfway point, and teams are a few games over that mark right now. But just kind of an update as we head into the All-Star break, final series this weekend. The St. Louis Cardinals and Chicago Cubs both have 50-plus wins. The Cardinals are 50 and 44. Right now, they're a game out of the final wildcard spot. They're 5.5 games behind the Cubs, who are in first place in the National League Central with that 55 and 38 record. They have, yeah.
Yeah, those Cubs, yes.
And the Cubs will be in New York playing the Yankees this weekend. Cardinals home against the Braves. And then you have the Reds, who are kind of in the mix. They're 3 games out of the wild card spot, home against the Rockies this weekend. And John, your White Sox might be a few years before they're in playoff consideration again, but they're 31 and 62 home against the Guardians this weekend.
Yeah, better than Colorado. I can say at least that. Yes. Local baseball, the Otters, they've had a tough stretch, but they're back home tonight. Hopefully some home cooking will get started, right?
Yeah, for the first 2 months, they're right around the 500 mark, but of late they have really gone on a downslide. They've lost 9 straight games. They're 21 and 32 overall, and they're 8.5 games out of first place in their division. They just wrapped up a 6-game road trip, so as you mentioned, maybe some home cooking this weekend. They'll have a 3-game series against Gateway, and those start times are all evening games, 6:35 tonight and tomorrow, and then 5:05 on Sunday. John, they'll head in the All-Star break after this weekend, and then the Otters will return to action next Friday, and they begin a long 9-game road trip.
Okay, yes, indeed. All-Star break for the Otters as well. Some other sports news this week. I understand the University of Evansville is hanging on to their athletic director.
Yeah, Ziggy Siegfried just got an extension through 2030. He arrived to Evansville back in May of 2022, so just completed his 3rd year. And University President Christopher Petruskevich has decided to extend him 5 more years through the year 2030. And some of the highlights, in his time here, in the article that was released by the university, he's kind of been behind $7.6 million of capital projects, $4.5 million of that being with the new baseball clubhouse that's being built right now. And then a couple of projects that have been completed, a $1.1 million turf field for softball, and then a $1.2 million soccer practice/intramural turf field as well. So he's done a good job with capital projects. Also, the baseball and men's soccer team making the NCAA tournament last year, and he just hired a couple of new coaches for volleyball and softball. So good news for the university and Aces fans. They have stability in that role through 2030.
Sure. One more thing to talk about across the pond. Wimbledon is on the home stretch, right?
Yeah, they're in the semifinal round right now. Actually, one match has been completed. Carlos Alcaraz will be in the championship match. He beat Taylor Fritz from the USA in 4 sets. And then right now there's a match going on between Jannik Sinner and Novak Djokovic. Sinner from Italy, Djokovic from Serbia. And Sinner, who's the number 1 ranked player in this tournament, he has won the first 2 sets against Djokovic. That match going on right now.
There you go. We'll keep an eye on that one.